before we even get started, I want to tell you guys how excited both Dan and I are to get a chance to present to everyone. And we're really sorry we're not there in person. We had a COVID exposure at our office with some of our team members, and we felt it'd be just too irresponsible for us to attend in person. So please know too, the decision to not attend was not an easy one for us. We're really proud of our Nexstar partnership. That said, it was with great respect for Nexstar and its members that we felt this was the correct course of action. We're hoping with this, the only virus we can give you guys is a computer virus.
The first of many unfunny jokes to come.
I love it. John Maroney loves my joke.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
All right.
That's right. So with that, I want to introduce Dan Mondello.
Hi, I'm Dan Mondello, co-founder and CIO of Home and Local Services.
And I am Katie Donovan, the co-founder and CEO of Home and Local Services. And we wanted to introduce you to you guys the ultimate guide to digital marketing, the CliffNotes edition.
CliffNotes edition. All right. So, before we begin, I want to ask you guys, what is the most important digital marketing metric that you guys are measuring today?
Is it impressions?
Maybe it's cost per click.
No, it's likes and shares.
I think it's click-through rate.
What is it, Dan?
Honestly, we feel like it's none of these, to be honest with you. We think there's only one truly important end-all, be-all digital metric, and that is the conversion or conversions.
So what are these conversions you speak of, Dan?
Well, that's a great question. According to Wordstream, a conversion occurs when a visitor completes a desired goal or action, such as filling out a form, making a phone call, or completing a purchase online.
So those are great conversions or metrics that you showed us according to Wordstream. And we've already looked at over 30 different metrics from your slides. At the Google Home and Local Services event last week that we were at, they told us that there was over 90. But for our space in this area, we believe we should really focus on 3 conversions. We think those should be phone calls, form fills, and chats.
That's correct.
Metrics should just be the supporting documents, really.
Absolutely. So a couple different things here. You have to understand not just that you're getting conversions or how you're getting conversions. You need to understand the source of those conversions. Are they coming from paid social media efforts like Facebook advertising or Instagram? Are they being derived from actions being taken on Google Ads, or is it LSA? It's really important to understand where your conversions are coming from so you can better understand those conversions and make sure you can get additional conversions. On top of that, in order to be able to do that, you need to have proper tools in place in order to measure and analyze what conversions are taking place from what sources. And then thirdly, and maybe most importantly, you need to understand and determine what the cost per conversion is by source. What are these phone calls costing me from Google? What is this form submission from Facebook costing me? So
where do conversions come from, Dan? Do mommy conversions and daddy conversions fall in love?
I think that's actually true, Katie. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Well, the main place we believe that the conversion first occurs is on your website. It is, according to many, many sources, the place where most businesses today are discovered, engaged with, and most importantly, contacted. So knowing this, you need to make sure that your website is designed to convert business and make it easy for your visitors on your website to become customers. But why is this such a challenge in this space?
Well, since conversions are the ultimate digital marketing, why are some websites not getting them or not getting more of them, Dan?
That's a great question, Katie. There's a couple problems that we see in this space right now. And the first problem, and maybe the most apparent problem, is the mixing and matching of services being discussed on a single landing page. What Google has and other major search engines have taught us is that to be truly the most effective you can be online, your landing pages need to focus on one thing in particular and be specific to that one thing. Or what we like to say is one page, one purpose. Yep. Now, I know this example you guys are seeing on screen is consistently scrolling endlessly. Let me summarize what you're seeing here today. This is the water heater repair and replacement page that is on a major.
Now let's not give it away, Dan.
Let's get to the root of the problem right here. The way I got to this landing page, Katie, is that I Googled water heater repair because as a customer, my water is no longer hot, and I'm hopeful that I can repair it. And the experience I'm having right here is not only about repair, but also about replacements. So it's not really answering what I'm looking for. According to Google, and this comes right from their Google Ads help documentation, their support channel, as many of us call it, Google says, when it comes to a landing page, be specific when the user wants a particular thing. And the example that they give is, if someone clicks on an ad for a sports car, like a Corvette or a Camaro, which will come up a few times in this presentation,
lots of Camaros,
they shouldn't wind up on a page that just shows all makes and all models. They're looking for a specific thing, and if you want to give them the best possible scenario, which is the opportunity to convert, delivering what they're looking for is essential. Another problem that we see, and this is a big one, is establishing trust.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that people have the luxury of doing online is determining whether or not they want to work with you without you knowing that they're even considering you. So how do you stand out? What is making you prominent here? Where are your reviews? How are you demonstrating to people via social proof that you're a reputable place to do business with? Without this information, it's really hard for a customer to make an online decision. In fact, we pulled this from Search Engine Journal. I'm pretty sure these all came from. They actually had 15 key metrics and things to understand about reviews. I pulled out the 10 I thought were most relevant to this specific industry, and they are as follows. Consumers are influenced not only by positive reviews, but equally by negative reviews. You know, we're all trying to get those millennials and Gen Yers and all those other different types of people that come after that. 91% of young customers trust online reviews. It's a good housekeeping mark of the 21st century, as our partner Tom likes to say.
Absolutely.
The more reviews, the better. The more people who interact with your business and have a positive experience, the more likely it is in consumers' minds that you'll be a good choice for them, and they will also have an equivalent positive experience. This is going to come as a real shocker to most of you guys in the room, but most consumers don't trust advertising. You know, it wasn't even that many years ago when I think that Google's overall click-through rate on paid advertising, even when they had like 9 or 10 different ads all along the sidebars and whatnot, it was less than 1% because people don't want to click on ads. They don't like the experience that ads deliver all the time. Reviews have an observable effect on revenue. Like if you have terrible reviews, the likelihood that you're going to generate more customer interest is diminished. It's not as likely. A few reviews are still better than none. I mean, this seems like a no-brainer, Katie. But you know, having someone have an experience with me, good or bad, is much more realistic than having no experience whatsoever. People don't believe you when you don't have some account of how you work with people. This is a really important one. So people thinking about how to generate more installs and how to convey that you're a reputable source to do installation level work with. Review importance rises as the job gets more expensive or the product gets more expensive. So, you know, the number of reviews and how those reviews are written conveys differently when people are looking to learn about a replacement service or an install versus a maintenance or tune-up. It's important to know that distinction. This one's really important as well. I know you guys are always looking for ways to generate more candidates to come and work for you. Reviews are important to job seekers as well. You know, not just the reviews on Google and Facebook. Those are all really important because that's how they establish that if the customer likes the business, the employees are probably happy as well. Unhappy employees resonate poorly with customers. It's very correlative. And the other two I picked out was the average business on Google. This isn't just home services. Unfortunately, I was unable to find specific information to this, but the average business on Google has 39 total reviews.
Wow, sounds like the bar isn't very high.
The bar is not very high. I know that you Nexstar members have been encouraged and taught to capture as many reviews as possible. You guys are already way ahead of the curve. This is what else is out there. And this one's really interesting as well. I know this one raised your eyebrows, Katie. 3 stars is the magic number. The second that they see 3, go ahead.
It's got to start with a 4. If it doesn't start with a 4 or higher, people are less likely to convert and think poorly of your brand. That is a big one, Dan. That's a good point.
Absolutely. I'm always looking for that 5-star experience myself.
There it is, yeah.
You know, hopefully these guys are having a 5-star experience out in the audience land.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So these are some areas that Google says you can improve your opportunity to deal with customers online. Take it away, Katie.
And Dan's referring all of this when we start talking about conversions back to trust. And so we just wanted to share this slide with you guys. It's more on trust. Google's been using this same slide with this same content with us for the last 3 years. And when it comes from them, we definitely take it seriously. But your site needs to reinforce trust throughout the site. Justify the why. Show the differentiators on your homepage, your landing pages throughout the site. Why should they trust you? What's special about you? What promises are you making?
Things like guarantees on recommended repairs and badging of that nature.
No breakdown guarantees.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Badging is a great one too, Dan, with all the awards the guys win here.
Yep.
Be transparent. Provide pricing. We realize it's an industry where you cannot necessarily provide pricing for jobs, but we can let them know how much it's going to cost for us to get out there and diagnose the issue for them.
Totally.
And finally, make it easy, like Dan in high school. Calls to actions and many different types of CTAs are so important. I was just trying to see if anyone was paying attention with the Dan in high school.
I think they're all writing diligent notes from what I can see.
That's what it looks like.
All right.
Yep.
Onward and upward. All right. So Katie had already mentioned that last slide from Google directly at their Home Services Summit. The problem number 3, one of the most important ones that we see, is no upfront pricing. And again, I'm picking on that major company once again, that national brand. I'm not going to tell them who it is. I'm sure they can guess by. These guys are smart. No upfront pricing. When was the last time any of you in the room, you can show your hands, we actually can still see you, even though you can't see us. When was the last time any of you made a major purchase without knowing what you were going to pay for that major purchase? That happened recently, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, not one hand.
Who bought a car without knowing how much it costs, or a water heater? Anyone? No? You're not alone out there. Most people don't buy expensive things or perceivably expensive things without knowing how much they're going to pay for it. And a couple of facts from Google. When Google conducted a major study of consumers in the home services space and said, what happens when a business does not show pricing? And this is what some of the respondents said. Top responses were expensive. It's a scam. Shady, bad, all great things that we want to make sure our customers think about us.
I'm pretty sure I saw all of these on your performance review, Dan.
Well, you're the one who wrote it, so I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Now, you can see at the very top of in the bar chart, 56% of people who experienced a website in the home service category that did not include some level of pricing found it to be a negative experience. 37% said neutral. I mean, I really want to have a neutral experience with my potential customers. And only 7% said it was a positive experience. I should also note that those 7% of people may have been having some sort of issue with COVID at the time that they were learning about positivity.
Fever, yeah.
I always like this part as well about the other honorable mentions from that Google study. People said that businesses that don't show pricing on their website in the home service category are old school or not trustworthy. People describe them as frustrating or behind the times. This is my personal favorite. I won't use them. They're inconvenient, sketchy. And this is also a very funny one. What are they hiding?
And in an industry like ours that really has challenges with trust and making sure people trust us, none of these are terms we want associated with our brand.
You know what? Forget the respondents to this survey, though, Katie. Google also found and presented as of 2018 that searches for cost of fill in your blank home service, cost of a water heater install, cost of air conditioning repairs, how much does it cost to replace my furnace, is grown at almost 3 times. That's as of 2018. I can promise you, kids, this has probably gone up significantly since these numbers were pulled at the last Home Services Summit at Google Mountain View. So if you're not using pricing, you might have some problems. The conversion process, problem number 4, it's broken. Again, this poor website, I am just beating the garbage out of it. Look at the calls to action. Let's talk about this really quickly. On the first scroll on a desktop computer, which is not the average consumer experience, typically on a mobile device, there are 2 calls to action. One invites you to call now and has a phone number. Nothing wrong with that. The other one says schedule online. Now, you'll remember from a few previous slides ago that Katie had mentioned it right from Google, that online scheduling is on the rise. So a lot of those new tools that are coming out are really popular. We're huge advocates of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's a problem here as well. Not everyone is ready to schedule online. We might be dealing with an expensive or perceivably expensive service that you guys are offering them. A lot of times customers have questions. So just relying on schedule online to do all the heavy lifting of getting a customer to your business, it's not going to float the bill. You need to include other examples of calls to action, things like ask a question, request a free quote, get an estimate, contact us. All of these are diverse and necessary ways to engage customers. I also want to point out that this major national player does not include a chat option as well. And if you were to actually click on the schedule online, you're brought to a different page that requires you to actually fill out what service you're coming from. So it doesn't actually know that I'm looking into water heater related work. I actually have to fill that out myself. That's a terrible customer experience. Consistency, ease of use, this is how you win online.
So you're saying that we should make conversions or call to actions, Dan, that apply to all customers throughout the customer journey?
Absolutely. You need to cater to what and how customers want to communicate with you on.
That's a great point. Actually, and that point's brought up to us, go ahead and on the next one, brought to us by some slides we actually have and data that we have from Google as well. I guess when you're the person who's the golden rule, right? He who has the gold makes the rules.
That's correct.
That's Google. So the expectation of online scheduling and checkout and home services is growing. Google's been advising us that the customers that prefer to schedule online, their home services online, has gone up by 74%.
Damn.
And those who prefer to pay online as well, to actually do the whole checkout process, has gone up 43%. What this is really highlighting is all of the different places throughout the customer journey. The customer wants to make conversions easy and interact with the site in a variety of different ways, is actually even continuing to grow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But again, I mean, don't take our word or Google's word for it. You know, what do we know? What does Google know? Let's show you some other examples from the real world. So this right here is Wordstream, very, very reputable source of information for digital marketers. And they say that in order for you to develop trust, demonstrate pricing transparency, and get customers to overall convert, you need to do the following 11 different things. You need to align your landing page with the goal of your advertising campaign. It's pretty obvious. If I'm talking about a water heater repair, my ad promises I'm going to discuss water heater repair. By golly, that landing page better also be talking about water heater repair and probably not replacement and install as well. Simplify your forms. Now, again, we're huge advocates of using that online scheduling function in addition to other more simple ways of communicating. Phone numbers, form submissions, simple forms that just require an email address, a phone number, and a name. We want to make it really easy for your customers to communicate. We're huge advocates of chat as well. This next one, number 3, we're going to talk a lot about this later on this in the presentation as well, but test your copy on your CTAs. We were talking earlier about schedule online versus ask us a question, get a free an obligation-free quote. You need to make sure you understand that the same call to action is going to work differently on a page for a repair versus installation.
And the CTAs or calls to action are so important because that's what begins us really to the conversion.
That's what starts it all up. You need to keep your website design straightforward and easy to navigate. Now, I know in this modern age, we're all trying to have things fly in from left, center, and right, and and it looks kind of cool, but it is an absolutely atrocious experience, particularly on a mobile device for your customers. You want to have a very simple, streamlined process. If you look at websites like Apple.com, they've kind of gone away from all that motion and action and animation because it's distracting from the overall goal of the website page, which is to create a customer. And we've hit on this one quite a bit. Number 5, leverage social proof. Yep. If you've got great reviews, which I know everyone I'm familiar with in that room right now has fantastic reviews, and many of them, make sure you don't hide those reviews. Make those reviews the star of the show on your website. All right, continuing on, make sure your landing page is mobile friendly. Get your key information up front for that mobile page. Make sure it loads quickly. I know a lot of you guys know the importance of this. Get the important information at the top of the flow. Don't make them scroll looking for it. And update your landing page regularly, whether it's the pricing information based on what your capacity is, or you've changed the service offering description. You've added some new stuff with guarantees on all recommended repairs. As long as you're updating your pages regularly, they're going to be relevant to Google and, most importantly, relevant to the consumer. Add a thank you page. Now, we've been talking a lot about conversions here, and one of the best ways to track a form conversion or a chat conversion is to create what's called a thank you page. Now, people who hit this page are those who have already submitted and committed themselves to working with you. Giving them a custom tailored experience from that form to a page that says, thank you, we really appreciate it. We know that You could have chosen someone else. We really appreciate the opportunity to earn your business. These are all great ways to let customers know not only have they successfully submitted their information to you, but you're also excited to work with them.
And the thank you page should have CTAs on it as well.
Correct.
Don't want to wait? Call me.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this one I think is the single most important. This is like the conversion focus of this. The most important thing I think for a landing page is it needs to be not the recipient of only paid search traffic. One page, one purpose also applies to the idea of let's send our paid, our social paid, and SEO efforts to a single landing page talking about a service that we offer.
One purpose, one page.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
But Dan, that's all your opinion or Wordstream. What else is there you got for us?
Well, let's look at some major advertisers. I'm sure no one's heard of this one. This is called Amazon.com.
I think they're a little company out of Seattle.
Something like that. I think right. Jeff Bezos. Yeah, some guy named that. Yeah, so I want you guys to think to yourself, you don't have to close your eyes or anything. How much money do you think the Amazon organization has invested in understanding and maximizing purchase opportunities on their website?
I can't imagine much.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a couple pennies here and there. Amazon has likely invested a lot of money in this, guys. Hundreds of millions, maybe even more, in understanding and maximizing and optimizing how to turn a visitor of a page into a buyer of a product. And I want you to see some of the key components here, and I apologize for the rough sketches and whatnot here. I think the message
it's a little bit of your brain.
It's a little bit of my shaky drawing skills that you're seeing right there. I want you to see in the yellow area highlighted right there, star rating, number of ratings, number of answered questions. In the red portion right there, we're talking about upfront pricing, the promise of free shipping, and also alternative ways to buy this product as well. I can finance it. I can use PayPal. It's pretty awesome right there. And then finally, they're promising me they can solve my problem quickly in the blue. And the problem is I don't have a loud enough camera. They're offering me free shipping. If I was to purchase this today, which obviously was a few days ago, I can expect delivery by that point in time. That's incredible. They're also reassuring that I can trust them by saying to me, it's a secure transaction. We're there for you. We're going to protect you. We're Amazon. But again, what does Amazon know? Maybe a little less relevant these days. But here's eBay. I'm sure no one has heard of this company either. They're using almost the exact same format, exact same look, exact same feel as Amazon. That is, show the pricing up front, offer alternative ways to pay. They have a financing option right there from PayPal. Demonstrate that you can trust, that they can be trusted. If you look at that yellow box right there, it says seller information. This particular online business has over 21,000 unique reviews of an average star rating of 98.6% positive feedback. Makes me feel pretty good about doing business with the eBay on this one. They got a money-back guarantee. They're letting me know they're a top-rated e-commerce retailer. Makes me feel good about doing business with them.
So can I trust you? How fast can you get there and how much? All on the same page?
Yeah, no, that's the format.
But that's just Amazon and eBay, Dan. This is Google's world.
Yeah, well, let's see what Google has to say about it.
Oh,
looks familiar.
There it is.
They are also reaffirming that that this particular e-commerce retailer can be trusted with reviews. They had the pricing information up front. If you buy it, they're letting you know exactly how soon you can expect to have this to your home.
You can't write this up on your tax. Yeah, right.
I would like to, though. I would like to, though. I might put some on the company credit card later on today. So clearly, small companies like Google, eBay, and non-existent, no names like Amazon have invested heavily in a very similar, streamlined retail experience. What does this all mean? Well, it means the solution to not getting enough conversions is to build a website and website pages that are focused on conversions. And why reinvent the wheel here? Let's use what these major retailers know. If you looked at Walmart, you'd probably find you'd find the exact same information. It's, can I trust you? They want to see that you have a reputation they can get behind. Good reviews, a history of responding to customer needs, making sure that negative and positive reviews are responded to. Number 2, can I afford you? Show some way to let them know what they can expect to pay to get you in their home and offer them the opportunity to learn more about what their problem is stemming from. How fast can you get to me and solve my problem? Whether it's shipping out headers for 2019 Camaro or coming in there and fixing my water heater or AC unit, it's important to let people know that they can convert easily and communicate with you immediately. So making it your calls to action, the way in which they can ask you questions, prominent and easy, is essential.
Especially in this stress-induced purchase that most of our customers are in.
Yeah, I'm really usually in a sublime nirvana state when my AC blows up in my house
on a 110-degree day.
Yeah, it's always a good feeling. It's always a good feeling. All right, so this actually comes from Google as well. Just to reiterate, Google says this is what a conversion-focused website looks like. It's transparent. It provides pricing information. It justifies why I should select you over somebody else. It makes it easy to transact. So let's compare our friends at.
Oh, Dan, do it.
I'm not going to do it. Let's compare this one on the left. We'll call it Brand X versus a conversion rate optimized website.
A CRO'd. I like that.
A CRO'd website. As far as the crow flies. You'll see here that there are actually only those two calls to action we talked about earlier: schedule online and call now. Below the fold, you're going to see those exact same two CTAs, which again reiterate the exact same information. Don't offer a custom tailored experience. Versus the one on the right, which is another Nexstar members website. We feel this is a CRO'd website. There's 28 different unique ways to convert on this page, from chats and forums to phone numbers and text options as well. We feel like this is getting to a customer on their level. How do we do all this? Well, we offer a lot of unique ways for the customer to interact with us. It's not just schedule online. We're trying schedule now. Send us a message. Schedule online. Contact us. Ask us a question. Request a quote. Get an estimate. You need to figure out what is going to be the most effective way to get a customer to trust you and convert on your website and become a customer. And you're not going to find that out by A/B testing schedule online and only schedule online. What's really cool, it's going to be a nice segue into Katie's major portion of this presentation, is that you don't even have to wait for them to get to your website to demonstrate the value that you offer them in terms of trustworthiness, in terms of pricing, and in terms of availability to fix your problem immediately. So look at these examples here. Another Nexstar member. It's showing on the website search engine results page, or SERP, what we call semantic markup, or schema, which is the ability to show real-time star rating, real-time reviews, how many reviews are on the account, a price you would pay for this particular service to get them out there and take a look at what's going on, and a reaffirmment that the parts that are needed to do any of the repairs on this particular service are in stock, meaning that they can fix it fast, solve my problem today potentially. And with this, I'm going to turn this over to Katie and let her talk about, now we've learned about how you get a conversion on a website. How do you get someone to a website, Katie?
That is a super good point. So at this point, Dan, we've been discussing in our Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing, which hopefully everyone can understand and agree is really centered around conversions. Dan walked us through the most important conversion tool, your website. And after you've optimized your site for conversion, you need to understand how to get traffic to your site. Enter the search engine results page, or SERP. To understand the digital marketing, you must understand the anatomy of a SERP, or the search engine's results page. Within the SERP, there are 16 commonly appearing features. In our industry, however, we really only see about 9. From these 9, what I'm going to show you here, 4 are paid search and 5 are organic. So again, in other industries, you'll see things like airlines have the flights widget that pops up, or the jobs widget from Google. But for us, there's really only 9 of those widgets, for instance, that Google shows. Of the 9, 4 are paid, 5 are organic. And as you can hopefully see, I know it's probably an eye chart where you guys are sitting here, but as you can see, 3 of the different search products actually represent 4 spots. So you can see on the page already, there's 3 search products that have been highlighted into 4 spots.
Those are the yellow ones.
Those are the yellow ones, yeah. And actually what they are, Dan, just to the point, is local service ads by Google. A lot of people call it GLSA, LSA, but it's local service ads by Google.
The 3 Google guarantees.
Google guarantees, yep, that one too.
Oh, yeah.
The paid search, and then the paid map pack position. And of these 3 products, like I said, there's 4 unique locations. Of those 4 locations, there's 9 to 10 different areas to click. So just on paid search, you've got to manage different products within the paid search. Here, there's 3 products showing 4 locations, And there's 10 different spots for someone to click just on paid search on a single page 1 search engine results page. On the organic side, we're looking at a page that has over 5 different organic products. Google My Business, organic results, organic map, organic videos, and organic images. For organic, there's as many as 18 different clickable positions. Combined, most pages have over 20 different clickable components to page 1 of Google. Wow. Yeah, and the more positions you can hold, Dan, the more likely this page is to help you acquire that conversion.
It's like when I used to play Monopoly against my family, and I try to occupy an entire side of the board, so the likelihood if someone came around the corner there, they'd land on one of my properties and thus pay me.
What's the most valuable property in the Monopoly? I can't remember. Is it Park Place?
I think it's the electrical company.
Yeah, right.
I obviously haven't played in a long time.
Good.
Okay. So, Katie, what is the most valuable real estate in the world? I think it's Mumbai or Dubai.
Manhattan.
You think it's Manhattan?
Yeah. Washington, D.C.?
London?
No, I don't think it's any of those. I think it's probably somewhere else rich.
Somewhere else rich. Well, actually, if you're a business, it's none of those, obviously. The most important and the most valuable real estate in the world, we feel, is page 1 of Google.
Oh, that's right, man. Page 1 of Google. I love it. Yeah, you know where they hide a dead body, don't you?
Where does the mom hide a dead body, Katie?
Page 2 of Google, because nobody searches there.
Waka, waka.
More people are going to leave. I love it. So let's digest what a paid search, what a search results engine page actually has on it. And the first thing that you see is generally a paid product. It's local service ads, and it's changed the game for digital ads in this space.
Can I interject something real quick, Katie?
Please do.
Obviously, the quality of this image is a little low, but you can see right there, there's a couple different things going on. We're talking about, can I trust you? Mm-hmm. And we're seeing that in 2 different unique ways. We're seeing the star rating and also the Google guarantee, which lets me know as a consumer, I can trust them because it's backed by Google.
That's right. Yeah, so that's a good point, Dan. And like with low LSA, the interesting part about it too is it's really only grabbing those low funnel keywords such as plumber near me, electrician nearby, HVAC in my city, those kind of things. So an LSA is a must product for anybody in our space. But how do you get to the rank of those top 3 and therefore attract more conversions like we're talking about, Dan, and show that information? Ranking is currently based off 4 major factors.
What are they?
Responsive rate, defined as a meaningful interaction, not just answering the phone. Location of the customer to your service area. Think about like service area overlap with their area overlap. Your Google reviews and your scores and budgets or your schedule as well. And as we sit here and present this, there are major updates occurring within the budgeting part of LSA that just really demonstrate you should be in that dashboard, local service ads, every single day, every single week, or working with a partner who can help you. And on that note, by the way, if you don't know your responsive rate, please feel free to reach out to your current LSA provider, or we can be happy to help you as well as Nexstar partners.
It's funny, Katie. It looks like Google's always working on new and improved ways to extort money from us.
That's right, exactly. 4.6 or 6.8 billion last quarter wasn't enough.
Oh yeah, those shareholders must be pretty happy.
If you keep going down the search engine results page, you'll see the next thing that appears is also another paid listing. It is a different product. When I say that, I keep saying it over and over because they're not even in the same tool which you help optimize and set bids. So the paid search product is paid search ads. And depending on which other items load on a page, you can have anywhere between 4 paid search positions on top and 3 at the bottom. Sometimes there's less, sometimes there's more, depending on what else fires on the page. How you rank and where you rank in paid search depends on a couple of factors. Search terms, relevance, landing page, ad content, quality score, bid amounts, blah, blah, blah. There's quite a bit there. And the most important thing to take away, I think, Dan, for search is you do not have to pay the most to be at the top. Google's goal is to get conversions. So they'll put somebody who they think is going to convert higher in the top because they get paid when someone clicks.
Yeah, let me explain that in nerd speak real quick for us. Google prioritizes advertisers who generate a higher volume of clicks over advertisers who are willing to pay significantly more but generate fewer clicks. This is because every time a search is conducted and Google doesn't generate a paid click, they don't make money, which makes Google a sad panda. But what they want to have is an advertiser who consistently delivers clicks and therefore revenue to their bottom line.
So we had LSA as a paid, we had paid search as a paid. The next product you'd see going down that search engine results page is actually your map pack. And I know everyone in the room is probably uber familiar with the map pack. But the interesting thing about map pack is it's a mixed bag. It has a paid position and organic results that show. So there's an interesting one. I just showed you 2 different paid products that are managed in 2 different spots. Now we've got one spot that's one product managing 2 different things, paid and organic. Thanks, Google, for making that simple.
That was easy.
The best efforts you can make for your map pack will come from your investment in your Google My Business. Be sure you've optimized your GMB account and that you're soliciting and responding, please, as Dan said earlier, to those reviews and doing posts. It's free and it's easy.
My 2 favorite words.
That's right, like Dan in high school again.
It wasn't free.
The other big thing you can do is ensure that your NAP, your name, address, phone number information, is set properly across all of your digital listings. Think Google, Bing Places, LinkedIn, Yelp, Apple Maps, Facebook. I could go on and on. Home Advisor. Just real quick, why is MAP so important? In case anybody doesn't know, most studies show that Google will map pack will appear in over 90% of Google local searches. 90%.
Seems like it's rather important.
Yes, sir. That takes us right into GMB. And honestly, you guys, GMB is so important. When Google gives half the page to something, pay attention, especially something they don't have monetized yet.
Yet is the operative keyword right there.
We honestly could sit here and probably do a whole 40-minute session just on Google My Business, but we don't have time for that. So what I'll do is just give you a couple quick highlights. I'm just going to kind of rapid fire these guys at you. But what you really want to do with your GMB is ensure all of your information is accurate as possible and complete. This extends well beyond just the name, the address, the phone number, the website kind of information. You want to make sure your categories are up to date. If you don't fill the information out, Google allows for the consumer or anybody, your competitors, whomever, to suggest and edit. You see it on the image on the right-hand side, just above the word products. Anyone can suggest and edit. So also make sure you're watching what suggestions people are putting on your site. You should be logging into your GMB or have a partner that's managing that for you.
Now you sell baseball cards because you weren't paying attention.
Now you sell baseball cards. Ask for and respond to reviews. Not only do 90% of people read the reviews, as Dan talked about, before making a decision, but 97% of those that read the reviews also read the response. It is so important to have good response and good response time. In addition, reviews are a major part of local search with keywords from reviews leading in the rankings. Add posts, updates, images. Honestly, there's nowhere easier to create content that will actually rank than on GMB. And with a single post supporting multiple images, videos, you can put content up there that's going to quickly engage prospective customers or even your existing customers. One other thing is you're really encouraged to add call to action buttons on your posts, your photos, video gallery, all that's just extremely easy. Update regularly, update often, and do not forget to update your hours. Be sure to review customer added content, like I said. Side note, I just gave you guys a lot. We do have a lot of free material on GMB and GMB optimization. So if you want that email to you, just grab a quick and we'll send that email out to anybody who wants it. So Dan, on the organic listings, if you ask 10 SEO experts what makes organic content rank, what will you get?
I don't know, Katie. What would I get?
I think 11 answers.
Are there actually 10 SEO experts
No,
out there
I don't
that are
think
actually experts? But there's good students, but no experts.
There's good students. That's a good point because it changes all the time.
Does that indeed?
And with over 3.5 billion searches daily and the impactful role organic search results play in conversions, it's no wonder we put so much time and effort towards SEO. Google has confirmed over 200 ranking signals when determining organic search rankings. And those are just the ones that they've actually confirmed. There's way more than that.
201 total.
That's right. And the one is the most important, right?
Yes, exactly. The one that's not been disclosed.
In our space, though, we do want to encourage everyone to recognize that this industry is in the business of local SEO. And that does have some additional, different, but I should really actually say additional considerations. High level though, real quick, just to make sure we're being true to the ultimate guide here. To rank your organics on page 1, you need to pay attention to, oh my gosh, I hope no one's going to try and write this down, domain factors, page level factors, site level factors, backlinks, user interaction or usability, Google algorithms, Google releases, social signs, brand signs, on-page spam, off-page spam. I ran out of breath. But if anybody wants the information, not to keep making people ask, but if anyone wants the information on the 200 factors that Google actually has confirmed, we're happy to provide that to you, as well as some other information. Just, again, shoot a note to Patrick, and we'll get that to you.
All right. Good to know, Katie.
I only got 2 more, Dan, and everybody, I promise I'll go fast. These 2 are a little bit newer in the space that we've been talking about. And really what these are organic videos and organic images. I'll just go through them really quickly, because organic videos is a really growing component, especially in our industry. And it's simply not, it actually just pulls those videos right from YouTube.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, YouTube is owned by Google and also the second largest search engine out there.
And it's so important in the space we're in, Dan. I totally agree. To improve your chances to get your video to rank, there's just a few quick suggestions. 1, make videos. I'm just kidding. There's so many people who don't just go out there and make them. If you have an iPhone, you can make a video.
Or an Android.
That authentic video does really, really well right now. And once you get those videos live, think about who's clicking on the videos and what your goal is. And then when you load that content, think about the labeling, the search terms. And actually, here's a secret one I just learned the other day, actually, straight from the mouth of Babes over there at
Get your pencils ready.
Transcription. It kind of makes sense because it's more keyword content, but they really optimize and tend to give priority to videos that have either used a transcription tool or have been transcribed. The same thing on images. When you include an image on your site, if you do this the right way, you can actually get those picked up with Google's image search as well. And while you can't directly upload the images to search results, if you make them searchable when you post them, that is the best way you can actually help promote that. So make sure the images are public and searchable, include descriptive text, upload high quality images.
Kind of like the ones in this presentation. You guys can probably see which slides are made by Katie.
Yeah, exactly. I knew he wasn't going to let me get away with that one. And when you do look on those images, focus on the product and limit the amount of information you're trying to show in a picture. Google has told us time and time again, like directly from their product team, if you have a nice tight photo of 1 or 2 things without content, without a lot of copy, that's generally the best. And you can kind of see it from that blurry job I did. That one on the right, I don't even know what that is because there's so many tubes there, but I can certainly tell with those other images that didn't tell me. So all of that was a long way to say what it's on the search engine results page and why that's so important.
So it seems like we've talked about the end goal, which is the conversion. You've just gone through how to get them to the place where they can convert. I guess the one thing I really have left is to talk about how to measure the conversion. Let's see what the best way is. So,
and by now, I think, Dan, you've realized that the ultimate guide to digital marketing is, like you said, conversions.
Yeah.
And we reviewed that, like you said. What are conversions? We think they're phone calls, form fills, and chats. And to optimize your website to get them and how to understand and win search into results page to get traffic to your site. So that's what we've gone over. So now the final part of CliffNotes is really just measuring conversions.
Yeah, so what is the best way to measure conversions, Katie? Before you answer that, I want to let you know, I've compiled some common ones we've seen in our travels in the home services sector.
All right.
So what are the best ways to measure conversions, Katie?
I don't take my vendor's word for it.
That's a popular one here. I like to have proprietary custom reports I can log into.
Or PDFs emailed to me on a monthly basis.
I love that. That's a good one. I think guessing is always a great way to measure things.
The Abacus for some of our older customers.
Yeah, I like the Abacus. For trip vouchers,
where are we going on trips, Sam?
We're going to Tahiti.
Oh, God, they hang out with better vendors.
I love it, how many conversions do I have? I don't know, but here's a voucher.
That's right.
Oh, shut me up. What are conversions? Always a great answer. I guess that person may have fallen asleep. So these are one of the common ways we see, and I'm not kidding for most of these, some of the common ways we see conversions being measured today. But obviously none of those are correct. The most important and best way to measure conversions is to use the Google provisioned and transparency tools, which should be available to you.
Yep, be upfront, be clear, be transparent.
Oh, yeah. So what are those exactly? So we know of a couple really good ones. These are the ones that we use in our business. The first one, and probably the best one for us to talk about, is dynamic number insertion, or DNI. This allows a source, let's say a source is Google My Business referral traffic, to alter the phone number that's being shown on the website so you can understand a phone call takes place from that Google My Business referral, that it came from Google My Business, so you can understand what the value is, how many conversions that source is giving you. Another popular way, conversion pixels.
Pixel.
Yeah, most of the advertising tools you're going to be using out there, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the Microsoft ads, the Google ads, they're all going to give you the option to generate and drop a conversion pixel onto your website property so you can understand when a desirable event has occurred. Which also brings us to another good one, event tracking. Now, we typically use Google Tag Manager, which allows us to basically identify key components of your website and fire or trigger an event to occur once those elements are interacted with. So things like clicking the apply for finance button, we can now track that, make sure we understand it, know not only have they converted, but where did they stop in the conversion process. Super important to optimize the conversion rate optimization of your website. And then finally, setting up Google Analytics goals. And I am blown away by how few companies out there are doing this. It's like the basic of digital marketing is to know what your digital marketing is doing.
And have an admin access to it.
Yes, you need to have admin access, guys, to your Google Analytics. You cannot be accepting guesswork or advocacy. You need to have ownership of your Google Analytics and viewership into your other digital properties in order to best do this. Don't take anyone's word for it, including ours. Do it yourselves. Make sure it's real information you're being told. So this is just some of the good places we feel there are to get conversion level information. The Google Analytics account, obviously, this is the biggest epicenter of where you need to be looking at your conversion level data, because you can do things like connect your Facebook ads using tracking code to your analytics account. You can connect via an API your Google Analytics to your Google ads. This is how you can know not only that you paid for advertising, but what that advertising did for you on your website. Google LSA, it's like a small CRM in there to an extent. You need to be able to go in there and take a look at what kind of quality calls you're getting, how many of those calls are booking, and confirm it is offering you an effective advertising method. Google Ads, you need to be able to see into your Google Ads. You need to have your partner review your Google Ads, your Google Ads account, I do mean yours, with you frequently. Same thing with Microsoft Ads. There's a lot of unique information in both of these accounts. Every single D&I product out there that I'm aware of, Katie, offers a dashboard into that product that will allow you to confirm and correlate data that you're being told by your advertising partner to what's actually going on the D&I tool.
Jennifer's from Missouri, the Show Me State.
All right, I guess everyone's from Missouri.
Yeah.
Hope no one's taking offense to that. Chat tools like ZyraTalk and others. I mean, these all have backends. You can go in there and take a look at what's going on, confirm how valid the leads you're getting are, and how valuable they are. And then finally, and we've hit on this a couple times, those schedule engine type tools that allow you to schedule your appointment online and do the entire transaction essentially from the website. Being able to go into there and confirm, analyze, measure what's going on, super important in confirming that you guys are getting what you're paying for.
So we did just cover a lot of ground. Go ahead there, Dan. And when we wanted to just a lot of information, but with the ultimate guide, we knew we had to cover a lot of ground. So with that said, we just want to leave you guys with a few key takeaway points. And really, these are the four. We could have done the entire presentation, I think, off this slide.
Pretty much.
But the key points, digital marketing should focus on conversions. Your website needs to be optimized to drive these conversions. And to get customers to your site, you need to own that search engine's results page. And then finally, inspect what you expect. We think with these four items, you've kind of gotten the CliffNotes of the ultimate guide to digital marketing.
All right.
So with that, we just wanted to give you guys a quick thank you. And by the way, for those that stuck around, you want to switch to the next slide?
I do.
For anyone that's interested, our friends at Microsoft gave us a limited number of these $100, what were they, like spend one.
Yeah, spend 100, get 100. You don't have to do it with us. If you have an existing Microsoft account, you can just go to that website URL down there, homelocalservices.com/coupon. Enter your email address. We'll send you an obligation-free code to put into your Microsoft account. We'll even show you where to put it.
And again, it's important to note that you don't have to do that with us. Just for sitting through this whole presentation, we wanted to say thank you to you guys. So you can take that coupon and use it with your current vendor, start a test out of a site for a month, whatever it is you want to do.
Absolutely. All right. I'm going to go ahead and cut the presentation and put the camera back on, which I feel really bad about doing.
And I think what he means is there any questions or concerns about all of that ground we just covered?
No question. Any questions at all?
I could fill the time with terrible jokes. I'm really good at them.
Nobody wants that, Katie. Actually, I have a question for the audience, assuming we haven't put any of you guys to sleep yet. Of the people in the room right now, show of hands, how many of you feel like you're getting all of the analytics data you need in order to make informed decisions about your advertising investments? Anyone feel like they're getting an abundance of information, maybe not enough information? I saw some hands go up there.
Huh. Well, it's important to make sure you guys look at that. And if you guys want a copy of the deck, please go ahead and let Patrick know. We'll send you guys the information or any of the things that we talked about in the deck. We're happy to send that over. And finally, those coupons. Dan did put that link up there, but if you need it, you can talk to Pat as well. And we're thrilled to be able to offer that, not just to our customers, but anybody using any provider. We're happy to share that information.
Well, we didn't give anyone COVID, Katie, but I'm sure we made them all sick of us.
Oh, boom. That was the final joke. So I think with that, you guys will say thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.